Since becoming an author, I've also been able to become an author coach by using the experience that I had with an author coach, writing my first book, my memoir, Growing Old, One Lucille Ball Moment at a Time. This author is Stephen W. Scott. He writes in the horror genre, if you can't tell by his cover, his fantastic cover. This one is The Demon Inside Me. It's a first-person account of demonic possession told by a 15-year-old boy who's lost his father, kind of his person in life. It wasn't because his father passed away, but, what horrible timing when you lose your person, to not have him to lean on. He's also always really had a soft spot and liked his priest from his church, his Catholic church, and his priest is very instrumental in the process of him becoming free from the grips of the demon that has chosen to attack him. And filled with tension, it will have you on the edge of your seat all the way through. He submitted this to Kindle for the book of the year in its genre and ended up a finalist. So proud of Stephen as he published, and we went through this process. And, even Alice Cooper took a picture with him holding this book because a lot of the chapter titles were Alice Cooper songs. So great little tidbits that authors sometimes throw in there. And if you're not familiar with Alice Cooper, you might not catch that. But sometimes authors do little quirky things like that. And you just have to kind of know to catch it. So a lot of fun things in there. The ending is my favorite. I was screaming and yelling at him when it ended. I was like, what in the world? So a lot of fun being an author coach and being like shoulder to shoulder with these authors as they go through publishing. He followed it up this year with a book titled Do You Hear What I Hear? Again, with a teenage guy. He was a twin. And if you can see in the background there is the spirit of a Nazi in the background who had been driven by an evil spirit. This Nazi, the Doctor of Death, did a lot of experiments on twins, and this boy was a twin. And so this spirit had found him and his twin and was, doing what he does to twins. So the two stories and a survivor of the Holocaust had been trying to kind of track down this evil spirit as throughout his life, and the two stories dovetailed just beautifully, and you will absolutely love this book. Absolutely. And again, at the end, I was like, what's happening? And he loves to torture me with the endings. So love author coaching. I love being shoulder to shoulder with authors as they go through this process of building their manuscript and giving helpful hints and ideas on writing techniques and, how to overcome writer's block, or maybe giving multiple different suggestions on different ways we could take this character or this book or this, whatever, to maybe punch that character or that storyline to a different higher dimension or maybe a lower tone, depending on whatever suggestion that might hit me. And I love to see the way that the authors maybe take my suggestions and run with it, or take it their own different direction after they've received some suggestions. So I love being an author coach. I love seeing their success when they publish books. When Stephen was a finalist in the Kindle competition, I was like, I'm so proud of you. And he replied with, I'm so proud of you. And that just, made me feel so great. But if you would like to talk more about being, having an author coach as you perfect your manuscript, I would love to visit with you. Just reach out and we'll discuss that process. Have a great day.